Hello and welcome to Cadenza. Music often represents our society as it was at the time a particular piece of music was created. It's not a perfect, historically accurate, and complete representation, but it can reflect many of the emotions and events and such that occurred during a specific time. We've talked a bit about how some songs are tied to certain eras or events, even though they are not specifically written to be so. And we know that music continues to serve as a sort of de facto record of our existence. It can represent a society in need. It can represent a society's opulence and sloth, a society's desperation, unity, happiness, sorrow, and so on. There are times when people get concerned about the messaging that comes in songs and how people might embrace or take ownership of those messages. There have been efforts to control the messages from songs because they were perceived to be dangerous, mean-spirited, anti-something, pro-something, or mostly deemed vulgar by the common standards of the society at the time, or, more accurately, the people who consider themselves to be the bearers of common standards and their own definition of decency. Along with a reflection of society as a whole, the music tells us a lot about what we think about each other and ourselves. Music reflects the thinking of friends and enemies, new love, old love, broken hearts, thoughts of revenge, stalker kind of stuff, and on and on and on and on. The messages change over the years, but the situations that stir the emotions to the point where someone is compelled to write about them seem fairly consistent. As an example, the theme of the fair weather friend is not new, either in concept or in practice. Nobody Loves You When You're Down and Out is a great example. The song is an old blues standard written by Jimmy Cox in 1923. The song is in the voice of someone who once had it all, at least as far as money and material things go. But then this person finds that as the wealth evaporates, so do the very good friends who came with it. While Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out was copyrighted in 1923, the first known publication did not appear until it was recorded in 1927. And even then, it didn't grab the interest of the public until a version by Bessie Smith was released in 1929. Sometimes songs can take a long time to find their roots and grow. What probably helped to move the song along in its popularity is that with its release in September of 1929, it acted as a harbinger to the Wall Street crash that same year, which signaled the beginning of the Great Depression. Then nobody had any money, except those people who did. And it's interesting to note that no matter how dark times get, there are always those who seem to do just fine, and in some cases, prosper. Still, because the aptly named Depression gave everyone at the time a rather profound case of the blues, Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out did pretty much what every blues song does, which is help you wallow around in your misery, more or less. It's a song people sing when they feel a certain way because the song seems to empathize with and in a way reinforces the emotions that come with the crappy position you might find yourself in. It basically says that when you lose the thing that other people value you for, or what they seem to need from you, your intrinsic value evaporates. You are nothing to them, ergo you have no value. Feel them blues. Of course, it doesn't mean you have no value in a literal sense. That would be awful. It kind of means, yes, things are kind of terrible now and you're going through some stuff, but if you are alone in this, maybe you were hanging out with the wrong people. There was a song from 1944 called You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You, which could be taken the same way. You can have all the things, but the only thing that will make you somebody or make you worthy of being defined as somebody is love, more specifically being loved by somebody else. To say that you are not loved without money or some other condition that defines your value to others can have a negative effect on you or them. As time goes on, hopefully we are learning that your value should be defined by you and how you feel about yourself over an arbitrary value placed upon you by others, no matter if they are your fair weather friends or your life partners or whatever. You need to love yourself. In the case of Nobody Loves You When You're Down and Out, the song's message could still be true if you find yourself in the company of shallow people who thrive off what you can do for them. There are many things beyond money that people can drain from you because it is easier for them to sap your strength and goodwill than it is for them to do things on their own. They might consider you their pillar, their strength, their crutch, their clown, whom they could not survive without, until they find their next resource to draw from as you learn to exercise your wisdom and free will and step away. Those fair-weather friends might resent you for doing that, accusing you of abandoning them and so on, but you are not obligated to feed the beast that is an unhealthy association. Find better friends. Find people who will love, accept, appreciate, and support you no matter your lot in life, without conditions. It's okay to feel the blues when you get 'em. That's what they're there for. But know that in a world full of people who are trying to do just the best they can, just like you're never really alone. Once I lived a life of a millionaire. Spent all my money and I didn't care. Taking my friends out for a mighty good time. Drinking bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. Didn't have a dollar, I had no place to go. If I get my hands on a dollar again, I'll hang on to it till that eagle grins, because nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny. And as for friends, well, you ain't got any. But when I get back on my feet again, everybody wants to be my long-lost friend. It's mighty strange without any doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Hey! The other day I asked the man for my rent. He told me, son, the money he spent. I tried my best to try one or two, but that's everything that I could do. Lord, nobody let me have one lousy dime. Now I'm out here worrying all of the time. I'm telling you this is true without any doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny. And as for friends, well, you still ain't got any. When I get back on my feet again, everybody wants to be my long-lost friend. It's mighty strange without any doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Hey, ooh, ooh, ooh. Till next time, play freely.